Well, good afternoon from Two Happy Children Farm. If you like the smell of coleslaw, you'd be in luck if you're out here right now. What I'm doing right now is finishing off this cauliflower and cabbage crop. It's already been picked through, and I'm using my shredder, chop it up and turn it into mulch, and get the ground prepared for the next crop, or possibly just let it sit and decompose for a few months. We've had really nice weather, and it was supposed to be raining and all this other stuff, but it's actually really nice and we're getting a little extra work done. So right now I'm just shredding it, and came up to the irrigation hoses. I need to move them before I shred them with my tractor. So that's what I'll be doing next, and then we'll be back to cleaning up this crop. Alright, so we're back into the shredder now. Just finished moving the irrigation hoses. These are cauliflower we're cutting. You can see the leaves are super tall. That's to protect the cauliflower from the sun. And we'll look back here, and our shredder is making this thing into mulch. So that's an update from Two Happy Children Farm. Step 1 of cleaning up one of our cauliflower fields. Step 2 will be lifting the mulch, and then step 3 will be tilling it down and getting it smoothed over for the next crop. Well, I'm finishing up my last row here, and you can see the broccoli feeding under there. Next to me what it looks like when we're done. It's one thing I like is you can see what you've done for the day. And hopefully before the sun sets we'll have all this plastic mulch lifted up and put away. So if it ever does rain, we'll get it all soaked in and ready for the next crop. So here we are finishing up the last row of broccoli. Making it into mulch. Alright, well, we're back. We finished doing all the shredding, and now I'm lifting mulch. There's the result of the row next to me where the mulch has been lifted. It's a little tool we drag behind the tractor, and it gets up underneath the plastic and breaks that dirt seal that's been pressed down after all the rain and weathering from the last 6 months. So it makes it a lot easier for us to come back and retrieve it and recycle the mulch. So let's take a look back here. This is the mulch lifter in action. It has 2 knives, one on each side. It's getting underneath there and shattering the dirt and loosen away from plastic. So then later we'll go pick this mulch up and get it ready, go to recycle it. And I think this field might go into green beans. We haven't enough time this spring yet to get it tilled and put it back in the green beans, which will be good because that's the legume that builds up the soil. So I'm coming to the end of the row here. I'm going to lift up the hitch, turn around and start the next row. And we're starting the next row, so I get it centered on the row. And I look back, lower my hitch. Without the clutch, and here we go. This tractor does have front wheel drive. We don't really need it in this situation, but every now and then we'll hit something hard and it's nice to have a little extra traction. So I just keep looking forward, keep it down the row straight, and the mulch lifts up nice and evenly. And if the camera could smell, you'd be smelling coleslaw right now without the mayo. One thing you notice on this tractor is they've started to make them more like a car, so they're easier to use and a little less stressful when you're in the field. So over here on the left hand side is my forward and reverse shift, and I'll show you how that works when I get to the end of this row. It used to be you had to clutch and change a couple of gears and do all kinds of stuff every time you wanted to turn your tractor around. But this is a newer tractor and they've figured out how to make it a little easier. So I'm at the end of my row, lift my hitch, put it in reverse, put it in forward, put it in reverse, forward, and when I want to stop I put it in the middle, that's neutral. So it is a kind of a stick shift, but it's got some nice features so you can work a little more efficiently. You kind of hear the tractor groaning. We have a little bit of action there. We're roaring on at 2 miles an hour. I don't like to go too fast so the mulch doesn't get plugged up. If you look at the previous row, you can see it's lifting up really well. So we like to get 99% or better of the mulch out of the field, and we don't want to leave behind little pieces that might, you know, hurt the environment or make it hard to plant next time around. So we try to leave the field in better shape than when we got into it. And you'll see in the middle there, that's our drip tape. That's the lifeline for the crops. Having it underneath the mulch is what keeps them moist, even when it's 100 degrees outside. And you also notice this is a white plastic mulch. We've adopted this here in Texas because it's hot more often than it's cold. So when you're planting in the hot weather, you use white plastic. So that's about it for lifting plastic mulch. We just did a half acre in about 10 minutes. So it's very productive. At least this part of it is. And it's a good operation. We used to have to do this by hand with a shovel, and that would have been a full day of work. So thanks for watching, and I'll give you an update in a minute on how it looks afterwards.